the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League? I would not hesitate starting with 6 or 7 of the current squad: Neves, Jota, Bowley, Cody, Douglas, and Doherty. In addition, I would consider Saiss, especially as I think Neves plays more effectively with him alongside. I would be happy with Ruddy, though it looks like a new keeper is high on the wanted list. I could also find room for another 5 on the bench: Afobe, Ndoye, Costa, Gibbs-White and Cavalier. Chris Hughes of the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League. Ruddy in goal. Experience and did little wrong this season despite facing some criticism from the stands. At the back would be the man Mountain Bowley, but switched to right side of the back 3 alongside captain Cody and Courtney Hauser. Some may raise their eyebrows at including him, but I think, with a full pre-season behind him next year, he could make the step up. People have criticized some of his performances this season, but he was hampered by who he was playing alongside. For me, when he was next to Cody at the Etihad and was being constantly talked to throughout the game by a partner who was organized, he was outstanding. Hauser has pace and strength to cope with the rigors of the Premier League. The wing-backs pick themselves because A, they've both had great seasons, and B, there are only real options at those positions. So the Irish Cafu and Barry Potter are in. Central midfield is filled by the genius of Neves alongside Saiss. The two dovetail brilliantly together and, like the wing-backs, pretty much picked themselves here. Where things get interesting are when trying to decide which three-headed animal to unleash at the top of the pitch. Do we keep Afobe and see if he can cut it at the top level with the club he's happy at and under the tutelage of Nuno? Maybe. I'd probably sign him permanently anyway, as we may need him as backup if we do sign a big-name striker and to bolster our homegrown contingent. The 3 I would pick in my first choice 11 of the current options would be the 3 I feel have caused the most chaos and disruption for our opposition when played together this season: Costa, Jota, and Cavalier. Let them play without positional instruction and with freedom to weave and create in the final third, and I think they are more than capable of causing trouble in the top flight as they have done in the Championship this season. Russ Evers, Hatherton Wolves, of the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League. I think Matt Doherty, Barry Douglas, Connor Cody, Wiley Bowley, Ruben Neves, Helder Costa and Ivan Cavalier are good enough, whilst many others are more than capable squad players. Natalie Wood of the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League. I don't think there are many teams that get promoted to the Premier League with a ready-made top-flight team, but I really think our current team could give it a good go. John Ruddy. He is a superb keeper, and while Will Norris has real potential, nothing beats experience between the sticks. Connor Cody. Connor has been a real standout man for me, a rock at the back and leader on the pitch. Ryan Bennett, a great partner for Cody, a calm and smart centre-back. Willy Bowley, I think he really has the capability of becoming a real star in the Premier League. He's an absolute brick wall at the back. Barry Douglas, another key player for me, our dead ball specialist and the guy always in the right place. Matt Doherty. I really wasn't a fan of Doherty before this season, but he is like a changed player and I think he could do well in the Premier League. Romain Saiss, a passionate midfielder that I think really complements Neves. Ruben Neves, obviously. Helder Costa, he had a great last few months of the season. After a slow start following his injury, I was unsure if we would ever see Costa shine again, but he is back and even better than before. Diogo Jota, quick and skillful, I think he will be a real handful for Premier League defenders. Ivan Cavaleiro, I think at times he has been slightly overshadowed by our newer Portuguese stars, but he is a real talent and another one that I think could do really well in the top flight. Heather Large of the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League? John Ruddy, I'm not entirely convinced. He's a good keeper but has a habit of making risky mistakes. However, he's the most experienced keeper we have. Will Norris has proven he's a safe pair of hands, but it will be a big step up to start in the Premier League. Connor Cody, my player of the season. Consistent, unflappable and a strong leader. Willy Bowley, not a lot gets past him and we need his strength in defense. Barry Douglas, brilliant at whipping in crosses, corners and free kicks. Matt Doherty, one of the standout players of the season, he's earned his place. Helder Costa, it's taken him a while for him to get back to being the Costa we knew and loved, but hopefully he can keep the momentum going into next season. Ruben Neves, don't think an explanation is needed. Ivan Cavaleiro, he's full of the skill and creativity we need, I can see him easily troubling Premier League defenders. Diogo Jota, similar to Neves, as long as he's still ours we want him to be starting. Morgan Gibbs-White, he's had a dream year and proven himself more than once, so it would be nice to see him given the chance to shine in the Premier League. Benny Kabob, if it's a choice between him and Leo Bonatini I would go with Afobe as he always looks like there is a goal in him. Obviously, it will depend on whether we sign him permanently. Clive Smith of the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League. I would be comfortable with Ruddy, Bowley, Cody, Neves, Jota all starting. Also, depending on what other areas of the team are improved, Doherty and Costa or Cavaleiro. Ross Coburn of the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League. I'm a sentimental middle-aged old fool and that probably doesn't get you anywhere in the cutthroat world of the Premier League. Out of what I'd call our first choice 11, I think Doherty, Cody, Bowley, Neves, Jota, Cav and Costa can all do jobs at the highest level and I'm looking forward to seeing how Saiss and Douglas equip themselves. The latter has been amazing for Wolves, but I'm not sure how he will fare defensively against top-class wingers with pace. I have no doubt Ruben will be our talisman, our go-to player, the man with the Wolverhampton wand. If we can nab Big Willie, the second resurrection, that will be a major plus and I can't wait to see Diego, not Diego, bemuse defenses in the top flight. The Portuguese forward has been a revelation. Like a blue pill in the toilets at the Hog's Head, he just will not stay down, despite numerous attempts to assassinate him from the Championship's most proven cloggers. He could well be our surprise ticket next season. It will also be interesting to see if Cody can have the same influence in the Premier League and how MGW continues his rapid development. Adam Virgo of the current squad, who would be in your first choice 11 in the Premier League. Based on the current squad, my first choice 11 in the Premier League would be Ruddy, Bowley, Cody, Hauser, Doherty, Neves, Saiz, Douglas, Cavalen, Afobe, Jota. The Hauser choice might raise a few eyebrows regarding that his injury at the start of the season meant he found it very difficult to get into the squad, and with a proper pre-season, I believe he could have something to offer next season. I rate him highly, and I feel as though his attributes would be better suited to the Premier League than Ryan Bennett. Bennett has been fantastic for us this season, but his lack of pace could get exposed in the Premier League. Tomorrow, our fans pinpoint the key areas for Nuno to strengthen this summer.